We got him.
Whoever has this technology can do anything.
Okay, I loved getting to watch this. My family thoroughly enjoyed it. It was so much fun. And Jesse, let's maybe start with you. You're a former Air Force pilot who happens to be there when Owen kind of gets deemed the guard, and now you've dedicated your life to trying to find this source. So talk to me a little bit about kind of becoming this character.
It was really interesting, actually. I went on a deep dive watching a lot of documentaries about UFOs and people who've committed their life to pulling on the thread of something that they've seen, which is very real, and then it expands into things that are possibly, fiction or pieces of imagination. But the crafty scientific obsession, the obsessive personality around that mysterious element of our universe. So that was kind of fun, and talking with Rel and Henry, our directors, about that mindset. But really, it came down to somebody who dedicates their life to something and then is left out, and somebody else gets all the credit and gets to enjoy the fruits of all of that labor. And that creates, I think everybody can relate in some way to loving something and it not loving you back or something, And so that's what sets him on this path to go try to make better use of it. Than what he thinks the main character is doing with it. So I found a way early to just try to relate to the guy and not view him as a villain. He's just somebody who wants to kind of set the record straight and complete the thing he's already committed his whole life to. And he wants you to hit like and subscribe on his YouTube. He's got a podcast.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Michael, that was one of the things that I loved about your character. While he's this global arms dealer and he's, might not have the most altruistic, drive in life, he is the everyman. He's super excited about the soup, but it gets really hot, we were stumbling through with him. Talk to me kind of about playing him, but then also having a ton of that comedy infused in.
Well, I always not to get too technical, but when you look at a role like this, first of all, you want to have somebody that you're portraying, and for me, Martin Shkreli was the guy where he talks a big game and he pretends to be this big tough guy, but who is he really? And it's somebody. And if Martin Shkreli was in one of those suits, he would complain about how hot it is. It's really hot. It's warm. It's really, really warm. Yes, he brags about all these different things in his life, and he just wants to acquire as many crazy things as possible, but he looks like a complainer, and so that's and I try to just ground him as much as possible, and started to think what would it really be like to be in one of those suits when you're not 25. You would start complaining and you would get warm every once in a while, and certain things are uncomfortable, and it's not as it's more involved than people think.
Then to take that a step further, you actually have kind of a fight sequence with Owen Wilson in these suits and so forth. The choreography of that, what did that look like?
Well, that was, when you're doing a scene like that, it's really, it's the directors and the stunt coordinator get together and they plan this out months in advance, and so you're shooting bits by bits, and there's a stunt guy that comes in that does the crazy stunts, and then they show your face. But even then, when you're doing just a couple stunts here and there, it gets warm. It gets very warm in those suits.
It gets hot. Well, you guys, thank you so much for taking the time. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I cannot wait for families to see this one.
Perfect. Thank you.
Neither. Thank you very much.